yesterday. No, I don't think you're here to stay. No, I don't think you're here to stay. So tell me what you want, tell me how you want it, tell me all the reasons.
We are gathered here today to get a workout on. Go figure. Today is Friday, October 4th. I'm actually off of work. I'm usually not off on Fridays. Fridays are a typical work day for me, but the only reason why I'm off this Friday is because tomorrow Auburn plays Florida Gators out of town, and originally we were planning on going to Gainesville, Florida for the game to meet up with some friends, see some friends that we hadn't seen in a long time, and just enjoy a fun day of football and tailgating, friends and fellowship, and, you know, just cheering on the Auburn Tigers. But so the plans kind of fell through at last minute, so we ended up not going. But I never canceled my PTO that I had already taken for this Friday, which I'm kind of glad that I didn't, because it's been a blessing to have today off. I was looking so forward to having this day off for no reason, and I don't usually like to waste PTO just because I don't have a lot of PTO usually, and I don't like to waste it on non-essential days that I don't necessarily need to take PTO. But what a blessing it's been to be off today, because I've just been mentally and physically exhausted from work, especially the past 2 weeks. And I don't work this weekend, so it's so nice to have a 3-day weekend every once in a while, because I don't get 3-day weekends. I don't have anything planned to do today, but I tell you what, it is almost 1:15, and I still feel like I could be in a dead sleep. I just have that heaviness feeling, like you're just really exhausted and just tired, and you just don't have any motivation to do anything with your day. That has been my morning and early afternoon for this whole part of this day. I did sleep in today, which sleeping in for me is 7 a.m. but that's sleeping in for me. But even with that, I still feel so tired and so exhausted, and I'm not even mentally here for this workout. Only my discipline and my habit has gotten me here today. Today we have a lower body workout, but I'm definitely not mentally here. I'm hoping once I take my pre-workout here in a few minutes that will help me mentally focus and execute this workout to the best of my abilities that I can today, because once again, I'm not feeling that strong to complete this workout. But once we get in there and get going, only that will tell of how well that we're doing. But again, we are doing a lower body workout today. I did notice on my YouTube channel, when I posted a video earlier this week, I think the past 4 or 5 videos have all been upper body workouts. So apparently, typically when I film, it usually falls on an upper body workout day. So since I was off today, I chose to pick up the camera, even though I have no idea what I'm going to be filming today, because I have 0 plans for today, other than this was my only plan for today, which was just to get to the gym and get my workout on. So with it being a lower body workout, I was like, all right, perfect. I'm going to film this for them, because I haven't posted a lower body workout in a long time. But I'm going to go ahead and take my pre-workout. This stack I have today in my water bottle, I've got some BCAAs, Green Apple by First Form, and then I've also got a scoop of creatine in here. And then in my trusty, handy-dandy little keychain funnel that I have literally had since I think I've started seriously working out 10 years ago. I like to carry this. It's just easy and portable to put pre-workout or any type of powder in there and unscrew the funnel at the bottom and just take a shot of it, because as you know, I usually don't drink my pre-workout. So I'm just about to take this and get my workout on. So I guess I'll see y'all in the gym. Ice cube. I've basically been scavenging for food all day today. I really don't have any groceries or really any good whole foods to create like actual meals. So I've just kind of been finding things all throughout the house today and just kind of filling my macros as best as they will fit. But definitely for supper, I'm gonna have to go out and get something. But for post-workout meal snack, I'm going to have a protein shake, of course, and then I'm eating 130 grams worth of a Gala apple. Today's workout, pretty proud of myself. Don't get me wrong though, it was really tough to work through that. I had to really work through that workout because, as I mentioned, I was just not mentally there, and I was so tired all this like morning. I feel fine now, but it was still a struggle to get through my workout. But I'm still pretty proud of myself. It ended up being okay. I guess a pretty decent workout because I actually hit all my numbers I was supposed to hit today, like all my percentages and reps and whatnot. It was just a real struggle and grind to get through each rep. But we got it done, and that's all that matters. You know, sometimes it's just as good just to get in there and go through the motions and somewhat try to push yourself as best you can and at least complete the workout. It may not be the best executed workout, but at least you got in there and you did it. And a lot of times that's just what matters. Any little baby steps or progressions or anything all add up into bigger results. So, I mean, yeah, I could have not gone to the gym and had possibly an even better workout tomorrow, but I want to be able to do my fourth workout of the week, tomorrow morning, before game day stuff. So either way, we got it done. That's all that matters. And I did 20 minutes of steady state cardio on the stationary bike. I've been doing about 20 minutes of steady state cardio at least 4 days per week. I personally like cardio. I see it kind of more of like a cool down to my workout, if you will. So, and it's kind of a designated time for me to catch up on like social media or like watch a YouTube video or something like that, emails, whatnot. So I don't have a problem with it. And it's good for your cardiovascular health, so why not? I don't know if you could tell in the video, by the time I got to Sumo Deadlifts, I was struggling. I was supposed to do a moderate weight on the Sumo Deadlifts, but it was more on the lighter side because I was just gassed at that moment. And I'm already awkward with Sumo Deadlifts anyways because I pull conventional deadlifts. So they were kind of like a hot mess. They weren't the prettiest that I've done, but with that being said, So originally this year, my intentions was to get on a powerlifting program after my surgery and whatnot beginning this year. And, you know, obviously build up my strength and everything in the gym and just really get to a good spot. I had the intentions of, you know, if I'm in a good spot and if everything is going well, if I'm progressing like I should, that I would possibly jump into a powerlifting competition prep and get ready to compete in a powerlifting meet. But here we are, it's now October, and as I mentioned in my previous video, my training and like motivation and strength and weaknesses, everything has just kind of been all over the place. It has not been a linear progression, and for the most part, most fitness journeys or preps are not going to be a linear progression anyways, but it's really has, I think, messed with me a lot mentally and discouraged me a lot at times, because I thought by at this point, I recovered really well and fast after my surgery, but I thought at this point I would be as strong, if not stronger, than I was almost 2 years ago at almost 10 pounds less. So with that being said, yes, I'm still really strong. Like, I'm a little petite girl. My numbers are still pretty amazing for the size that I am or the weight that I am in terms of lifting. But as far as talking about being competitive on a powerlifting platform, my numbers are just not there. And it's been really discouraging because, again, I'm about 8 to 10 pounds heavier than my powerlifting competing weight. So I usually compete in the 52 kg class or the 114 pound or up to 114 pound class. So right now, my weight is fluctuating anywhere between 120 to 123 pounds. So, you know, give or take, that's like 6 to 8 pounds above my competing weight. And with that, my numbers, at least in terms of my squat, are just not there competitively. For those of you who've been here for a while, if y'all remember, I hold the Alabama state record titles for my weight class in 2 different powerlifting divisions. And obviously, so anytime that you hold any type of title or state record, the goal is always to at least match that, if not beat that, you know, if you continue to compete in whatever sport you're competing in. And so that is what was my intentions, obviously, was like, okay, I'm going to get strong again. I'm going to recover from my surgery, get strong again, going to build my numbers up, and I'm going to come back stronger and better than I was. And lately, I have just not been cutting it. And again, so that's where a lot of my frustration has came from. So a couple of months ago, I was pretty confident that I was going to do a powerlifting competition like the end of this year. There were some I had my eyes on in November and December, but I'm still discouraged. I don't know if I would be competitive enough to step on the platform, because potentially I would have to move up in weight class and my numbers are just not there. My bench, and ironically with bench being the weakest of my 3 main lifts, I would probably say that has progressed the most and is probably the strongest that it has been, even considering me having a breast augmentation. My deadlifts, I think my deadlifts I haven't really tested a 1 rep max on my deadlifts yet, but from the heavier deadlift sets that I have done this year, I think my deadlift is as strong as it used to be. It could potentially be stronger. I don't know, because like I said, I haven't tested my 1 rep max on that. But my squats, man, so the most I have squatted at a weight of like 111 pounds to 114 pounds is 245 pounds. I feel like I can barely squat 205 right now. And so now again, I haven't tested a 1 rep max on squats or deadlifts, but my squats, sadly, those used to be one of my strongest lifts, have really gone downhill this year. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a mental thing. I don't know if something has just become weakened, like my hip flexors, or maybe my glutes just aren't engaging like they used to. Maybe it's like mental cues that just aren't clicking all together. I don't know, but the weight feels so heavy under the bar, even at like a little over 200 pounds. And used to, like, I could easily rep 205, 215, 225 for reps. I feel like I can barely do 205 for reps right now. So taking that into consideration, it's just really discouraging because usually, you know, with again me being a lot heavier than I was 2 years ago, I would think I would be stronger than I am. So, you know, I take a lot into consideration of this thought process about where these weaknesses are coming from. So obviously all of 2018, I was basically in an extreme deficit for my national bikini competitions that I did. You know, I did 3 big national shows at a national competition level. I was in extreme diet and training and cardio regimen for basically almost all of 2018. And then when that abruptly stopped in November, I just kind of like stopped. I didn't really do a strategic, smart reverse as far as building my strength back up and keeping my nutrition intact. And then, you know, I just kind of like, I just enjoyed life. I just relaxed. I just enjoyed life. I ended up having my surgery beginning of the year. So I think it was a lot of my body. I haven't even been out of prep technically for even a year. So really you should give yourself an off season from like a deficit or some sort of prep for the amount of time that you were in prep. So basically I was in prep for almost a year. I haven't even been out of prep for almost a year. So I haven't really given my body enough time to fully recover from the extreme dieting and training that I did of 2018. And on top of that, I had a major surgery. So I think a little bit of that is just all compiled together. And then also what I mentioned in my last video, just work stress. You know, stress, not only like physical on your body, but also mental can have a huge effect on you in terms of obviously like physical performance and such as me working out in the gym. So I think it's like a little bit of everything. And it may be one of those things like I haven't committed to an actual like, okay, I'm going to compete on this day, giving myself a definite deadline. Because I'm one of those people, if I have a definite like deadline or an end goal, that's typically when my laser vision cuts on and I am just like focused on that goal and I give it my all. And perhaps I might have a little bit to do with it too, is I'm kind of just doing powerlifting just as like a way just to keep me engaged in the gym. And I'm not necessarily working towards like competitive numbers, essentially, if that makes sense. But I don't know, here we are in October. Potentially, I think at this point, if I was to do a powerlifting meet, I would do the ones that are in December, but I don't know. I just don't know. It's something I probably need to have a conversation with my powerlifting coach. She's been so great this entire year. She's really worked with me in terms of like recovery from my surgery and just keeping me optimistic and in a positive mindset about my powerlifting training. So I've just really been really appreciative of her and everything that she's done for me. She's such a great coach. But it's probably definitely a conversation I need to have with her and just, you know, kind of get her opinion on it and see what she thinks. That's enough rambling for now. I'm going to finish eating my apples. I already drank my shake. And then, I don't know, I guess I'll just check in with y'all in a little bit. It's a little after 6:30 and I just pulled up to one of my favorite places to come get some quick, good, authentic Mexican food. We call it the gas station Mexican joint. The building itself doesn't have like a name, but it's like a little hole in the wall, little Mexican joint, but it's attached to a gas station. Like that's what that is behind me. But this is just right down the street. Whenever we want some good, affordable, cheap, authentic Mexican, this is like the place to come to. I love to get their street tacos, so that's what I'm going to get. I usually call ahead and put in a to-go order, but for some reason their phone number wasn't working, and so I drove over here just being super anxious and nervous that they weren't going to be open because they always answer their phone, or like their phone always works, and I always am able to put it in to-go order and just come pick it up really quick. But so it does look like they're open. There's people in here, so I'm about to go order some food and I'm going to show you what I got. Secure the goods! 2 steaks, 2 pastors, which is just marinated pork. Look at that. I am so sorry y'all cannot experience this right now because, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to eat this. I just died. Best thing I've eaten all day, hands down. Also just one of my favorite Auburn secret gems. Delicious. Gas station Mexican. That's where it's at. All right, so I'm going to sit here and enjoy my dinner, watch a little TV. That's really gonna be it for today's video. Tomorrow is game day. Cody is at work. He gets off tomorrow around noon. And then we're just gonna go have some fun in probably downtown Auburn, Alabama, enjoy a game with some friends, and just have a good time. Thank you for joining me on my Friday, and I'll be seeing you on the next video. Have a great weekend, and War Eagle.